Hello and welcome again. In our earlier class we have discussed about electric field and we have discussed few properties of electric field, and we have also talked about how we can find the electric field. Now we introduce another important term in the sequence of electric field is the electric field line. This concept of electric field lines is of very much importance. The concept of electric field lines is introduced to understand the behavior of electric field of a particular charge in terms of its strength or in terms of its direction at any point in the space, right? So there are a lot of factors, or we can say phenomena, which we can easily understand by the concept of electric field lines. One thing you must keep in mind, that the concept of electric field line is just an imaginary one, right? But these electric field lines represent the electric field which is a real thing. So electric field lines are imaginary, that is okay, but the field, electric field which these electric field lines represent, gives information about, is the real one, electric field. Okay. So first we take what are electric field lines and what are its properties. On the basis of that we can understand what importance the electric field lines hold here. Okay, so what are electric field lines? Electric field lines are nothing but these are the imaginary lines of force. These are imaginary, they are not real one, but as we have discussed already, they represent the electric field which is a real thing. Okay, so imaginary lines of force of a charge which gives the information about strength, or we can say magnitude and direction of the electric field for which the electric field lines are being used. So these electric field lines simply gives the detail about, information about how much strong or we can say intense the electric field is in any region, or it also gives the information about, and it also gives the information about the direction of that electric field at any point. We will understand how. So this is what we understand from the electric field lines. These are also called as the lines of force or simply field lines, because we are talking about the electric charges here which are at rest, electrostatics. Okay. So how these field lines appear around a charge? These are the field lines of a charge. So how they appear around a charge, positive charge, and how they appear around a negative charge, we will understand one by one by discussing their properties at the same time. So very first property of the electric field lines is that the electric field lines or lines of force which are imaginary one, they start from positive charge. If we have a positive charge, then its electric field lines or lines of force, they will appear to be originating from the charge itself, just like this. Suppose that we have this positive charge, the lines of force or electric field lines of this charge, they will appear to be starting from this charge. So this is the first property of the electric field lines. The field lines of a positive charge, they start from the charge itself and they end at negative charge. If we have a negative charge just like this, then its field lines, its lines of force, they appear to be ending at this charge, or other word you can use is the approach or leaving the charge. Right? So for positive charge, the lines of force appear to be going away, and in case of negative charge, the field lines appears to be coming towards the negative charge, or other words you can use are the start or end. So this is the first property of the field lines, electric field lines. What is the second property of electric field lines? If in place of a point charge we have some spherical object, or we can say charged object, spherical charged object for example, then lines of force, they originate from positive charged, we can say sphere or object. As we have discussed, they start or originate from the positive charged sphere normal to its surface of the charge, normal to its surface, or simply surface of the charge. If we have a spherical object just like this, which is charged, it carries some charge. For example, this one carries positive charge, which we already know that if it has some positive charge which is already distributed over the surface of this object, and also if it has a negative charge which is also distributed over the surface. That's all. Okay. So the field lines, what is their property? That in case of this charged object, the field lines, they originate from this charged sphere normally to it. The field lines will always be normal to the surface of a charged object, as you can see here. Right? The field lines will always stand normal to the surface of this charged object. Similarly, if we have a negative sphere, then field lines will terminate at negative charge. You can write it at your own. This is the same property about negative charge. So if we have a negative charge sphere, the field lines or lines of force, they terminate at negative charged sphere, and that too normal to its surface. Suppose that we have this sphere which is of negative charge, then field lines will terminate normally to its surface, just like this, as in case of positive charge. So this is a very important property. So why it is so? We can also discuss the reason why it is so. Originate, or I can just write this, terminate at negative charged sphere normal to its surface, as we have discussed here. So why it is so? If it is not so, then what will happen? Suppose for this property, I am just explaining it here. Suppose that we have this spherical object, it carries some positive charge, for example, or you can also take the example of negative charge. Suppose at this point, electric line of force, electric field line, or we can say line of force, it is not normal. It is not normal, but it is along some different direction. For example, this. It is not making right angle with the surface, right? So what will happen? This electric field line will have some force along the surface, some component of the electric field along the surface, which will exert a force on the charges which are lying at rest on the surface, right? Because this field line is now having some component along the surface. So this component of electric field, which is represented by this field line, it will exert some force on the charges which are lying over the surface at rest. So gaining some force due to this electric field along the surface, the charges will start moving over the surface, which will not sustain the condition for the static electricity, because charges are moving. So the study of charges at rest cannot be carried on. So it is very much important that whenever we talk about electrostatics, the field line, it will always be normal to the surface, right? Or in other way we can say that whenever charges are at rest over the surface of a charged conductor, the field, electric field or electric field lines, they will always be normal to the surface. That's it. Okay, so this is the second property. Third one. Third property of electric field line is that the electric field lines or lines of force, they do not cross the conductor. So third property is they do not pass through a conductor, right? So electric field lines, they never pass through a conductor, or we can say they never cross a conductor. So we can say that the inside there are no field lines, because electric field lines cannot go through the conductor. So electric field lines inside the conductor are zero. And if electric field lines inside the conductor are zero, there are no field lines inside the conductor, then electric field which they represent, it also is absent inside the conductor. So inside the conductor electric field lines, and hence the electric field is zero. This is the third property. Property number 4, electric field lines never cross each other. They never cross each other, or we can say no two field lines can ever cross each other or intersect each other. If they do, for example, we have two field lines, this is 1 and this is 2. Then this point of intersection is common to both the field lines 1 and 2, right? Then at the point of intersection which is common to both field lines, according to field line 1 there will be one direction of electric field, and according to second field line there will be the second or we can say other direction according to this. So we can say that what it suggests that if we place a charge here, it will experience the force in two direction, and hence it will move along the two direction, which is not a possible case, right? So that simply represents the field lines never intersect each other, because this thing never happens. So therefore we can say that field lines never intersect each other. Property number 5. So how electric field lines gives the information about strength of the electric field in any region. Okay, the electric field is stronger, or we can say intense at regions where electric field lines, or simply we can say lines of force, are crowded. Right? So electric field lines, whenever they are close in any region, at that region the electric field is comparatively stronger than at the region where field lines are wide apart, right? Suppose that we have this region. So there are few field lines which are crossing through this surface. I am talking surface, not a conductor here. So these field lines are crossing the surface in a direction normal to the surface. Remember this point. This is a very important point. The strength of electric field is known by the electric field lines crossing a surface or a region in a direction normal to the region or surface. So this is the one region and this is the second region. So this is one region and this is second region. So if we compare the field lines crossing the surface of one region and surface of second region in a direction normal to the surface, then we see that there are more field lines in region 1 and there are less field lines in the region 2. Or other way we can say that field lines in region 1 they are crowded and field lines in region 2 they are not crowded in comparison to the earlier case. So here the electric field is supposed to be stronger inside the region, or in this case the electric field is comparatively weaker, or we can say less intense. So this is what this means. Electric field is stronger at regions where electric field lines are crowded and weaker at regions where electric field lines are wide apart. Okay. Next property is that electric field lines, they contract longitudinally So this property of electric field lines helps us understanding the force of attraction, electrostatic force of attraction between any two unlike charges. Right? Suppose that we have one positive charge and one negative charge. Right? So because they will have attractive forces, so how we can understand? By drawing them diagrammatically, or how we can represent them diagrammatically. The field lines of positive charge, they will contract longitudinally towards the negative charge. They originate from the positive charge and terminate at the negative charge, just as this. The field lines will always remain normal to the surface, but they will contract, or we can say come close, just like this. And so is the case with the other field lines. So this is how we represent the field lines of two charges which are unlike and placed close to each other. This is the what this property represents. The electric field lines, they contract longitudinally, and hence this property very easily answers how the electric field, or we can say the two charges which are unlike, they exert attractive forces among themselves. And last property is about field lines. They also exert pressure on each other. So they exert pressure on each other. So they will force each other. So this property of electric field lines easily answers the repulsive electrostatic force among the two like charges, whether they are positive or they are negative. Suppose I am taking the first case, this is the positive charge, another one is also a positive charge. So how they exert repulsive forces among them on each other? This can be understood by these properties of electric field lines, that they also exert pressure on each other, and due to that pressure, the field lines of one charge, they bend away from the field lines of the other charge, just like this. Remember, the field lines will always remain normal to the surface, but the field lines will always bend away. So in this way, we can say that field lines are exerted upon pressure due to each other. So this is what we want to understand here from the concept of electric field lines. So field lines of one positive charge, it will be pushed away by the field lines of the other positive charge. Here we are taking that both charges are of same magnitude. They are of similar and they are of same magnitude. So in the case with the two negative charges, the only difference will be that the arrows, they will be pointing towards the charges. The field lines of this negative charge, if we have a negative charge here, they will end at this negative charge, and the field lines of this negative charge, they will end at this charge. But they will exert pressure on each other. Hence the property and the explanation. So this is about properties of the field lines. One last thing which I want to make it clear, that how field lines represent the strength of magnitude of electric field, strength or intensity or magnitude of electric field, by this statement. Electric field is stronger, or we can say intense, at regions where electric field lines are closer, or we can say crowded, and at regions where electric field lines are wide apart at larger distances from each other, the electric field will be comparatively weaker, or we can say intensity of electric field, it will be less. And how the direction, if we are talking about this statement, strength and direction. Strength we have understood from here. Direction, how electric field lines represent the direction of the electric field at any point. Suppose that we have this electric field line. If this is the electric field line and we are willing to find out the direction of electric field at this point O, then we draw a tangent to this electric field line at this point O. This tangent is representing the direction of electric field at this point O on the electric field line. So this is the electric field. So this is how the direction of electric field is understood from the concept of electric field lines. So you can read this once again and make good notes on your notebook, so that you find it easy to understand and recall at later stage. That's all for now. On the next class, we will take on the next topic, which is about electric dipole.